Good evening, San Antonio. Welcome to a live episode of Spurs In Focus right here on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, YouTube Music. We are everywhere. Pick a platform. We are there. Go subscribe ASAP. Also subscribe to the Spurs In Focus Substack. It's completely free. Go sign up right now. Just Google Spurs In Focus Substack. Sign up. Hit subscribe. You're in. My name is Jeff Garcia, longtime Spurs writer in San Antonio. Follow me on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone. The guy next to me, you see him, you love him, you idolize him because he is San Antonio's number one idol. You want to base your life on Rudy Campos. He's that great.
Maybe.
Right, Rudy?
Somewhat. There's some aspects of my life you do want to base it off of.
He's with the Sports Answer. Follow him on X at the Sports Answer. You want to do that right now. He's going to talk about his show later on this live episode of Spurs In Focus. And by the way, speaking of that, we thank you for making Spurs In Focus your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. Come here every day. Yes, even through the down period of the offseason, you still want to come here to Spurs In Focus on the YouTube page or on the Substack page to catch up on what's the latest and greatest with the San Antonio Spurs. That's what we're going to do today. Catch up with kind of the bigger news that hit this week. The Spurs brought back David Jones Garcia. We're going to talk about that. Is the roster set? They believe they have one more roster spot open. What should they do with that? Is this basically ultimately the team they're going to go to war with next season? And then Wemby, NBA 2K27 cover. He made it the first Spur to be on the global edition of that. But to be worried about the NBA 2K curse? Yeah, we'll talk about that. And then Gilbert Arenas said, what about Wemby? You're not going to believe what he had to say this time about the Spurs big man. And then we're going to get to you guys. You are going to be driving the last segment of this show. Leave a comment. Rudy is monitoring right now. He's going to read all the comments later on this episode. And by the way, if you're feeling generous, leave a super chat. You see that at the bottom of your screen right there. Click that button. Give it me. Basically, it's like a tip. It's like a tip jar. You leave us a tip. We would definitely appreciate it. Not mandatory, but again, much appreciated. Rudy, how has your week been going?
I didn't realize it was Thursday. It's been that kind of week. So it's gone by. So you ever had those weeks where it goes by fast, but it feels like it's dragged? That's kind of the way it's been for me. I've been busy nonstop. Haven't been able to catch up on a lot of stuff. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, oh God, end of the week, but yet I have a whole lot more to do. But overall, it's been a good week, man. I'm coming now from my World Cup high. So yeah, it's been a great week so far.
I went to go visit the I guess what the 15-foot Gundam statue that's in San Antonio.
Where is that?
It's at a sushi bar. It's an all-you-can-eat sushi bar, but outside there's a life-size, well, not life-size because you all seen the anime. They're like about the size of the Tower of America. This is like more shrunk down to about 15 feet. Okay. And it's pretty cool though. It's really cool. There were a lot of people taking photographs with it. I took photographs of it. Something I wanted to do, and then I was like, I'm there. I might as well get some sushi. By the way, that place is a little overrated, Rudy. It's a little overrated.
I don't like sushi, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Oh, I love sushi. I can eat that all day.
It's something, I'll say, fact is, I don't really like seafood other than fried fish, like cod. Yeah. I do not like seafood.
You're missing out, man.
It's something about the saltwater taste and the fish taste. It just doesn't
drive with you. No. But I did the all you can eat option, and what they do, that pretty much anything on the menu is anything goes. So I ended up doing like steak hibachis. I ended up doing like salted and peppered tuna. It was great. It was really delicious. But overall, I thought, the hype, it was a little too loud. All right, enough of that. Let's get into some Spurs news, and perhaps the biggest one is bringing back David Jones Garcia. By the way, that report that y'all saw about him going to Greece 3 years.
Isn't it true? It's true.
It was completely false. It was fabricated and made up. It was fake news. It was to the point, Rudy, where the Greek team Olympiacos pretty much shot it down, said, no, we have nothing to do with that. So it was all signs pointing to him returning to San Antonio, staying with the team. And I'm glad he's with the Spurs because his season was cut short so bad last year, right ankle surgery. He suffered it during an Austin Spurs game. And for the Austin Spurs, at least, he was tearing up the G League. 26 points per game, 6.8 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 1.8 steals. He was doing that in 32 minutes pre-injury. He was even selected to go to the 2026 Rising Stars game at All-Star Weekend. before that season injury cost him the rest of his games for the season. But he had that great game, that overtime win against the Jazz, where he finished with 20 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds for San Antonio. And I'm glad he is back, Rudy. I do believe he deserves a second chance. Now, he's on a 2-way contract, and by rules, this is his last NBA 2-way contract. After this season, and then we might see him depart. But your thoughts on bringing back David Jones Garcia?
No surprise at all. I mean, you saw how David Jones Garcia was with this team. Definitely a difference maker. He worked his way up from the Austin team up to San Antonio, and well deserved. I mean, you saw his summer league last season. You saw the improvements that he made while playing in Austin. So, yeah, absolutely no surprise there. I think what a lot of people were expecting was the summer that you saw with Jacoby Gillespie and a few of these guys thought, oh, they're going to get a roster spot by the way they play. And then you and I asked the question, is he even better than David Jones Garcia? Obviously not. If San Antonio signed David Jones Garcia to that 2-way deal, they want to keep him for San Antonio. And again, he gives him that depth, man. He gives him some good depth at the guard position. He can score. He can shoot the 3 ball. He's just a really talented kid that's working his way up. So not shocked at all. I would have been more shocked if they had let him walk, but they didn't. He's going to be a Spur. So kudos to him and kudos to San Antonio for keeping him.
Absolutely. I like what he brings to the court and also off the court. I was in the locker room several times last year, and he brings just this very high energy, good vibes in that locker room. He messes around with the guys. I saw him and Bismack kind of just having fun together, like kind of, poking fun with one another. And then him and Keldon, oh my God. I mean, that's like 2 high energy guys bouncing off the wall. So I like what he brings in the locker room as well. But with that being said, the Spurs have, I think, about one more roster spot left. But for all intents and purposes, Rudy, this is likely the team they're going to war with, barring any type of major trade or injury. But this is it. The roster is likely set. Though I could see them leaving that roster spot open for a call-up or a signing down the road. We'll see. But at that point, that last roster spot is going to be like the last guy on the bench who never plays. So this is the team they're going to war with. And it practically is, they're running it back. Rudy, your thoughts on them just running it back?
No issues whatsoever. I mean, you're coming off of 62 wins and you overachieved last season. So why make significant, changes when you don't have to? And if you think about it, they're building off of a 62-win team by adding a guy like Tobias Harris and then Billy Donovan to the bench. I mean, those are 2 massive upgrades, for that team. You're getting a veteran that can score and can get you, between 15 to 20 a night if need be. So, that right there pretty much solidified their veteran and their scorer player that they were looking for. And then to go out and get a coach like Billy Donovan to help with Mitch Johnson and the rest of the coaching staff. The good thing about Billy Donovan, Jeff, is that he makes more of a difference in those games like New York, the finals games, because where Mitch, you could kind of see struggle with maybe some lineups, maybe calling timeout in certain spots. Billy has that experience, so he's going to be able to mentor Mitch Johnson a lot more on the sideline. So those 2 additions right there, I believe a couple of the websites were giving them A and A plus as far as offseason grades.
Absolutely.
I am 100% on board with that. The Spurs definitely got an A plus for me. They didn't have to upgrade much. They just had to kind of add to this team, and they sure as hell did with those 2 guys right there. So, yeah, no reason to go out and get a big name if you didn't have to and give up what you already have. This team won 62 games. What more can you want? Yeah, you lost in the NBA Finals, but there's got to be a loser. And you know what? Second place is a lot better than what we expected them to do last year.
Yeah, absolutely. There is no need to fix what is not broken. This team is practically complete. Now, no roster is 100%. Every roster has flaws. From the Knicks to the Thunder to the Spurs to even the Nuggets. Every team has flaws. But this team is pretty good. You have your franchise player. You have your veteran presence with Fox and Harris. You added a veteran and then some head coach, now assistant coach, as you mentioned, Donovan. And you brought in a piece, Harris, that is only going to do good for the Spurs, considering he's not completely on the back end of his career, a la Harrison Barnes.
Yeah.
But the point is, you needed veteran. What was that complaint during the finals run and the postseason? They need veteran presence, more veteran presence. Well, you got it. and you also address the forward spot with Harris. So I'm checking boxes off. I'm like, yep, check, yep, check, yep, check. You got your dynamic wings, check. You got your dynamic guards, check. You got your point guard, check. You got a promising sophomore, Dylan Harper, big check. Um, are there some holes? Like I mentioned, this team is not complete, of course. I'm still worried about the lack of consistent and reliable outside shooting.
Yeah.
No knock on Champagne, but I think that's something to be keeping an eye on. Are they going to let Reed be that third option at the big man spot outside of Wemby and Cornette? Probably. So, but that's about the only holes I can think of. But this team is raring to go. You saw what Wemby did, leaving some money on the table so the team can only get better as their run or time together continues next season. Mm-hmm. So this team is poised to make some noise. But the roster, though, I would say it got a little bit more balanced than last year because of the additions of Donovan and Harris. Again, veteran presence on the court and on the sidelines, Rudy.
Yeah, I definitely got an upgrade. And I mean, like we were talking, you've got guys like Harrison Barnes who still signed with San Antonio. He adds a lot more depth. Now his depth chart position goes down a little bit, so you may not see a whole lot of Harrison on the court. But when you do see him, it's going to be in a lot of these key moments. And I think what's good about it is Mitch learned from that NBA Finals run that he's going to probably have to trust guys like Harrison Barnes, Tobias Harris over his stars in the makings when it comes to Harper and Castle. He's going to have to trust some of these guys on the court and leave those guys maybe off the side a little bit, because when you go on a scoring drought, you got to get buckets. And a lot of these guys tend to what, Jeff? These days, kids like to throw up 3-point opportunity, point attempts left and right. They think that a 3-point shot is going to help everything when it's really not. You got veteran guys that can get to the basket. So, yeah, the depth chart is really going to be good for San Antonio. You mentioned they have one roster spot available. I mean, they're not in the mix of a certain guy that we've been talking about, obviously, but I think once that domino drops, then you might see other teams a la San Antonio go after remaining free agents. They kind of want to see what happens with LeBron James first, and then they'll go after maybe fill that roster spot with another big, with another maybe another forward type of player. So there's still a lot of really good veterans in free agency still. So that I'm actually blessed to see how many good free agents are out there for San Antonio, because this team could literally, we talked last year, they could go about maybe 9-10 deep. They can literally go 11 players deep right now if they add another key piece in the offseason.
Rudy, I know you're so anticipating LeBron James' decision, aren't you? You just got to know where he's landing, right? You set your watch to it like every hour you check, right?
I do not. I honestly, this has been the most boring free agency for LeBron James that I have ever even imagined. ESPN is basically just milking whatever they can from LeBron James, because no other sports outlet is even talking about it, Jeff. I mean,
are you buying that whole Miami Heat mess up on the YouTube page? I mean, no. That was I mean, you got to be super confident, or Miami may know, like maybe it's down to them and one other team. Yeah. But I mean, my goodness, you think the script got leaked?
I don't know. I mean, we have Coach Gio, who's definitely a Box Score Studio guy with us here, and he called it earlier. He said that he's got Miami as the favorites. Yeah. I mean, he's got Miami as a favorite. I personally don't think so, because if he wants to win, why are you going to go to a Miami team that has completely zero shooters at all? I mean, they have nobody. Yeah. It's LeBron, it's Giannis, and it's Bam. All guys that get downhill. All guys, one of them is a good shooter when it comes to Bam. He's probably better than the other two guys, obviously. LeBron can knock it down. That is a terrible team. If you're going with the teams that are left, there's only one team that he has the opportunity to win a title with. That's probably Philadelphia. But you're banking on Joel Embiid being healthy. He can go to Cleveland, but when you've got, James Harden there, you're not winning much. So there's really just one team he can go to, unless he wants to come down to the Alamo City, where it's a guarantee. And again, I'm not a LeBron sexual, as I was called earlier. I'm not a LeBron fan. but I'm a fan of the San Antonio Spurs because I want to see them win.
Yeah.
What better player gives them an opportunity to win right now than LeBron James? But I honestly, Jeff, I don't care where he goes. If he
At the
decides,
point, I don't care anymore.
let me ask you this, because same thing, same subject. Does it bother you that he got offended when Adam Silver said, "Well, we would hope he does it soon so we can release the schedule"? Now he feels like he's being rushed. Well, damn, man. I mean, you're holding up a lot of stuff, including league business. You want to be able to put him in certain places, certain games and certain times and all that stuff. So this diva thing is starting to come up more, and he's losing a lot of fans. I can tell you that much.
Well, to be fair, normally the season schedule doesn't get dropped until I think early August is when it comes out. So he has time. But I mean, yeah, you're right. They could be behind the scenes, just like, okay, we can't make these decisions without you, but hurry up. The point is that with that lone roster spot the Spurs have, I don't see him giving it to James. I just don't. I don't.
No,
I don't.
It's not. I doubt it happens, but we've seen crazier stuff happen, man.
Well, I want to go back to Angels comment here. It says, can't see Mitch changing the starting lineup for next season, even with Tobias signing. That's going to be, I'm going to put it back up. Sorry about that, Angel. That's going to be interesting because
I can't.
Tobias is starter worthy, isn't he?
He's been a starter everywhere he's gone. There's a reason why. Great all-around player. He can defend. He can play. He's a really good post guy. He's a really good mid-range guy. He can knock down the three. Very good veteran. And I definitely can see Mitch Johnson tweaking that starting five. I think you may see Julian Champagny go to the bench role. But again, it's weird because we think that becoming losing a starting spot is like a negative when it really isn't. I mean, if you're on the bench and you're still playing 20, 22 minutes and you were starting playing 20, 22 minutes, I mean, I don't see a problem with that at all. It's not going to affect your pay. You're still getting paid, buku dollars. So I think ultimately, Tobias ends up starting. Does he start? This is a better question. Do they start the season with him in the starting five? That's the better question. I think eventually he probably cracks that starting five, but do you see him as a starter to start the season?
Julian does spread the floor, though. I'm gonna compare their shooting stats.
Oh, Julian's probably a better shooter. There's no doubt about that.
I think Mitch Johnson likes that. And let's see, I'm gonna point their shooting stats here. But the point is that if anybody's gonna get bumped for Harris, it's likely gonna be Julian here.
Yeah.
Now, last season, Champagny shot overall. Let's see here now. 25-26. Yep. He had an effective field goal shooting of 59.9% shooting. Wow. That's pretty good.
That's very good.
That's pretty good. Now let's look at Champagny here. Oops, let me pull up the numbers here. I'm sorry, not Champagny.
Tobias.
Tobias, thank you. Of course. The website goes down when I need it. All right, Tobias.
Gotta pay that internet bill, Jeff.
Gotta pay that internet bill. Let's see. Let's see his stats here.
While you're looking him up, this is the perfect comment because LeBron just cares about himself, and it's always been that way. He's a great player. He's one of the greatest of all time, but yet he's one of the most selfish players when it comes to because he has to have a limelight on him, the spotlight.
Well, Tobias Harris, by the way, effective field goal shooting 53%. So there you have it. Champagne's a little bit more effective on the court. So the point is that it'll likely be Julian to get bumped to the bench. But I mean, if you're Julian, you're coming off that bench with Harper, Keldon, Cornette.
Better lineup, I think.
Maybe Reed.
Keldon?
Yet. What's that?
Keldon? I mean,
Keldon, so
I think that lineup fits him better because you got Harper who can get to the basket. He drives to the basket. He loves to get to the rim. Keldon Johnson loves to get to the rim. A lot of these guys like to play around the basket, which would technically free up Julian when it comes to the three-point line. When you look at the starting five, Jeff, who plays out there? De'Aaron Fox plays on the wing.
Yep.
Devin Vassell likes to play on the wing. You have a 7-foot, 25-inch guy in Victor Wembanyama who doesn't like to play in the post. Where does he play? He plays on the wing. You're starting to crowd that three-point line. Where if Julian comes off the bench, I mean, it's pretty much just him on the outside in that lineup in that second rotation. So if I'm Julian, I'm like, okay, so you're paying me what, 15 a year? I'm gonna come off the bench, but I'm gonna get a lot more looks from beyond the arc. I think I like that better.
There you go. Yeah, but this is likely the team they're going to go to war with. I'm okay with it. Rudy's okay with it. You got to get why fix what's not broken. This is a team that overachieved last year, making it to the NBA Finals,
Big time,
winning the West, 60+ season. Yeah, had a perfect month of February. Didn't lose a game. Never had more than 2-game losing skid throughout the entire season, including the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this team is cooking. Okay, they came up very short in the finals, but they're knocking on that door again. Why fix was not broken, and bringing back David Jones Garcia will help that. I think also just for him too, he probably is carrying a little chip on his shoulder, saying, "Look, my season got cut short. I was, kicking ass in the G League. Got invited to the All-Star Weekend festivities. Played pretty good, at least for one game versus Utah during the regular season, and he is instant scoring. This team is this league is all about instant scoring. Then there it is. You've got instant scoring with David Jones Garcia. But let us know what you think about the re-signing of Garcia. This is the team they're going to war with. They got a roster spot open. Does it even matter? Let us know on X at The Sports Answer. As for Rudy, let me know on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone. When we get back, 2K27 cover boy Wemby, he's on it. But are we worried about the curse? Is there a Madden curse?
There is a Madden curse.
Is there a 2K27 curse? Let's talk about that coming next. Right here on Spurs in Focus.
As your one and only leader, I order you to subscribe to Spurs in Focus. And all hail Cobra!
By the way, have you been watching X-Men 97?
No, I have not.
What's wrong with you, Rudy?
Well, to be fair, Jeff, I don't like to watch a series until it's all completely been released.
You're one of those.
You made me do it for Invincible, and I started.
Well, for Invincible, yeah. I mean, I think you were already behind. You're already behind the season, right?
I caught up, and I had to wait for episodes, and I said, "This is why I hate this. I hate it." So no, definitely not going to do it with the X-Men 97.
All right, we are back, everybody, on this live episode of Spurs in Focus, joined by Mr. Rudy Campos of The Sports Answer, and follow him on X at The Sports Answer. Follow me on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone. All right, we know about the Madden curse. You know that curse. If any NFL player makes a cover of the video game Madden,
don't say
cursed.
Don't say
they're cursed. Well, Victor Wembanyama is now the cover boy of NBA 2K27 video game. He is technically the first cover guy that wears silver and black in Spurs history for the global edition. So basically, it doesn't matter if you're in the United States or whatever, you're going to see his face.
Yeah.
But technically, there have been a couple other Spurs that made it. Tony Parker in 2016 for the French edition, and then Pau Gasol in 2017 for the Spain edition. So if you want to be technical about it, no, he's not the first Spur to grace a cover, but he is the first Spur to be on the global cover. But nevertheless, kudos to him. He did an interview with The Athletic about it, and he was just saying how, it's an honor that he feels like his presence in the basketball global scheme is getting bigger and bigger. Interesting, though, he did say he thought it would happen sooner than later, but he's like, hey, it happened nonetheless. So I want to tackle that. Do you think he should have been the cover boy 2 years ago? Or this is about right?
No, I think it's about right. Yeah, I mean, you figured Shea was going to get a cover. I think he did, if I'm not mistaken.
There it is.
And then Jason Tatum, they were coming off of an NBA title. Mm-hmm. He was 2K25. So yeah, I think it's about right. I mean, I don't think he should have been a cover before that, but that's kind of a cool cover. I like that cover.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
my question is, did they even wear those jerseys? That doesn't look like a jersey that they wear. So they need to get the AI updated a little bit there.
I didn't even realize that. That's a statement edition jersey.
I've never seen that jersey. Is it though?
Yeah, that's the state. That's the statement edition.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool cover. I don't think you know what? It's third year, man. Come on, you're got on the cover in the third year. You're probably going to be on the cover a few more times throughout the career. So I wouldn't even worry about why he's not on the cover before this. But he made it big, great thing. And now you brought up the whole curse thing, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But I know we have to.
Oh, are you that nervous about it?
If Wemby was a football player, I'd be probably getting drunk every single night, knowing that this season is a wash. But because it's NBA 2K, and I'm knocking on wood, trust me, guys, you can hear it. I'm knocking on wood here. Only 4 guys have really ever been cursed in NBA 2K, so. Not as bad as the Madden curse at all.
Yeah, so. The Madden curse is horrible.
We can go through them if you want. You want me to go through the curses?
Yeah, go for it.
So it started back in 2015, 2K15. That was Kevin Durant. Left the Thunder after 2 seasons. So that wasn't so much an injury. But he said bye-bye. Could Wemby be saying bye-bye? No, he signed an extension. So X that one out. The other one is Paul George. Back in 2K17, he left the Indiana Pacers. Yeah, obviously he's had an injury-riddled career after that Madden thing or the NBA 2K thing, but again, nothing too major. Kyrie Irving left the game for the Cleveland Cavaliers back in 2K18. Before the game's release, he actually got injured, and the most recent was back in 2K25. Jason Tatum suffered a major Achilles tear.
That's the one that gets me is that.
That is the only, knock on wood, that is the only big time injury curse that has happened from 2K. But there's been good things. LeBron James was on the cover. He won a title in Miami the year after.
All right.
Kevin Durant won a title a year after he was on the NBA 2K. If I'm not mistaken, Kyrie he took Boston Finals, I believe, a year 2023. So it could be a glimpse into the future, Jeff. It could be a NBA, San Antonio Spurs NBA title victory at the end here. I don't know.
I'll take it. But by the way, going back to the cover though, that's nice. That's actually from a moment during the regular season. I think it's when Wemby hit a last-second shot. I forget what team it was.
It was against Phoenix.
Is it Phoenix? Okay, and that's where it is. So technically, you can say Devin Vassell and Dylan Harper are on the cover, right? Technically, you can say that.
Yeah, and good comment here. This guy Omar Smith says Jalen Brunson should be there, not Wemby, because we haven't won yet. I'm actually shocked that Jalen Brunson didn't get on the cover. That's kind of crazy because 53 years you haven't won a title. And you don't even get the cover of 2K. That's a lot there.
As if Knicks fans don't need more fuel to talk trash at Spurs fans.
Oh, I know. Danhausen curse. Yeah, we all know about the Danhausen curse. By
the way, Danhausen, that voice gets on my nerves after a while.
It really does, man. It really.
What is he supposed to be, like a Dracula guy? Is he supposed to be like a vampire?
I guess goth, vampire, drag. I watch wrestling, but I've seen him, but I've never really paid much attention to him until I actually came into WWE. So I don't know, man. I'm not too sure, but
what I know about him though, he's a big time action figure collector. Like he loves to hunt for action figures. So I think that's kind of cool. But first of all, we have pushed the fun aside about the curse and everything and all that good stuff. No, I don't think there's a 2K curse like the Madden curse. Hey, Rudy, is the Madden curse real? Like, is it that real?
Yes. We're talking Christian McCaffrey was on the cover. He went out with a torn ACL. Michael Vick was on the cover. He went out with the injury. I mean, pretty much for a while there, Jeff, if you were on the cover of Madden, you were out for the season at some point during that next season. So you did not want to be on Madden. So if I was ever an NFL player and they said you're going on Madden, I would probably retire the same day they told me.
Just say forget about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a career. So yeah, the Madden curse is definitely real. It definitely is real. And I mean, Mahomes went down last year, and I can't remember if he was on the cover. So I gotta remember who it was. But yeah, I mean, Madden curse is real. NBA 2K, not so much. Yeah, knocking on wood. Yeah, but yeah, definitely not there yet.
A great honor for Wemby. They're a great honor. Yeah, you can say Brunson maybe should have done it, been on there. But look, let's just face it. I mean, is this more proof, Rudy, that Wemby is the face of the NBA or just basketball globally? I think it is. I think this, at least it lends to it, because he is one of the most viewed players in social media and NBA video clips. His jersey ranks top 5 in jersey sales. I think he set the record for the most viewed play when he dunked on Derek White a few years ago.
Yeah.
Then of course he is French, so he is global.
Well,
he's a household name.
Yeah. I'll say this. You mentioned global. I'll give you the global aspect. I think globally he's the biggest star in basketball. Locally, I still don't know if NBA fans, in America have him as the best basketball player yet. I think he's getting there. So a lot of it has to do still with, they're still loving SGA. They're still loving Nikola Jokic. So you got 3 guys there. I mean, even Luka Doncic gets a whole lot of love. I think Wemby's there, but not quite higher than, 1 or 2 of these guys. But globally, he's probably the best player globally, a most well-known player, and probably the face globally. Locally in America, I think he's still maybe a player away from it. So if it makes sense, I think.
I'll tell you this much: if he had won the title last year, that would have done it.
Yeah, I think a title would have put him above head and shoulders, above everybody else.
Man, there better not be no 2K curse, buddy.
Hey, you brought it up. I didn't want to talk about this. You brought it up.
Are you superstitious when it comes to things like that?
Never was until the Madden curse. Never was.
Are there any, what other sports curses have there been? There've been the Bambino curse, the Babe Ruth curse,
the Black Cat, or the Goat in Chicago, the Cubs. Black Cat. I think there was a Black Cat one too. Those are the more ones that I really know about. The Bambino, and then the curse of the Goat over in Chicago. They didn't allow that guy to take his goat in, but yeah, I just there's a bunch of curses, man. Those are the ones that I really know. I don't know if there's an NBA curse. I don't think there is.
I don't think there is. Is there an NBA curse?
I know. Well,
why do I feel like there is one?
Well, I mean, they would say back in the old Boston Gardens that the little leprechaun would cover the basket from time to time. I mean, I don't know if that's so much a curse or anything, but I don't think there's a curse in the NBA that I can remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think there.
If there's one out there, Chatland, be sure to drop it in the comments. I don't think there is.
Yeah, I don't think there is either.
There you go. There was.
What was it?
So we got July in here. It says the Kardashian curse. That is yes.
That's the good one.
That is. I'm gonna give you a props on that. That is guaranteed. Yes.
Yeah, that is that's the curse of all curses.
Yeah. We're talking Chris Humphries. He went out.
I remember that. Yeah,
that guy was primed for a pretty good career. Then he was out. Lamar Odom, poor guy, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Odom rough, man.
Went through hell with that Kardashian curse. So yeah, the Kardashian curse is definitely real.
What is the Detroit Bad Boys curse? I don't know that one.
I don't know, John. You're gonna have to enlighten us on.
Was that because of the Jordan rules that could bit them in the butt?
That was the Jordan rules so much because they won titles, and they won titles after that with Rip Hamilton and Billups. So I don't know. There's an NBA curse for the number 0. Well, not so much a curse as to one Agent Zero we'll get into later, who just can't stop talking stupid stuff. So yeah, there's a couple out there. The Kardashian curse was he says the Jordan run. So yeah, I guess that's what it was.
Well, why were the Pistons cursed about it then? I don't understand that.
I guess they couldn't beat. Well, the Pistons couldn't beat Larry Bird to get to the NBA Finals. I don't know about the Jordan. The Jordan runs, I don't know. I haven't really remembered.
Yeah.
Because once Jordan beat him, he beat him for good, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't think it was labeled a curse, but for the Spurs, I could think of how the Jazz were a curse for the Spurs forever in the 90s. Like they would beat the Jazz and they would just lose to the Jazz in the postseason. I mean, Robinson. Could you say Robinson got cursed when they gave him the MVP trophy in front of Dream?
Oh God, is that a curse or is that just motivation? I mean, Dream became the ultimate basketball player that nobody was going to stop that year. Nobody was going to stop him. So
not even Shaq. Shaq couldn't even stop him that year.
Oh God, Shaq looked like John Kitcat or Concac. From against Hakeem Olajuwon that year.
Yeah, man, Dream was something else. But there you have it. Wemby is the cover boy of NBA 2K7 Global Edition. So I don't know. I haven't played 2K in a long time.
What's global? I haven't played it either.
Like, yeah. Global just means like whether you're in France, Spain, Argentina, Mexico, Canada.
So there's a local, like
yeah, there are. Remember, Tony Parker was the cover for the French edition. Paul Gasol was the cover for the Spanish edition.
So he's not the official NBA 2K guy. He's just on the global. Or is this like the official game?
No, this is the official one. This is the official
Okay, so this is the one that you're going to be able to find everywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was making sure. You say global, I'm like, well, then who's the one that's going to be a local, like in America?
Oh, I see what you mean. No, they're like global as far as continents. Like every continent is going to have Wemby on it. There you have it. But man, no curse for Wemby. But again, more proof that Wemby is a household name and he is the real deal. But Knicks fans are going to definitely be sore about that. But I kind of see. I didn't agree with most of what Knicks fans have to say, especially afterward, how they're still freaking talking about Wemby. But this one, they may have a little bit of an argument about.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. I would have been okay with Jalen Brunson being on the NBA 2K cover. I mean, it's different. If the Knicks were, winning titles here and there, and I don't know, they were, actually worth a crap and getting more titles, and I would understand Jalen Brunson getting, hey, you're not going to be on the cover. But it was 53 years. They finally won. You would have figured that NBA 2K would have at least taken advantage of that opportunity and put the Knicks and Jalen Brunson on the cover. But I guess a missed opportunity, man. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, definitely. But leave us your thoughts on Wemby making the 2K27 cover. Are you worried about a curse? Hope this not set a trend. Let us know. By the way, while we have your attention here, if you have a little bit of time and you're feeling generous, go ahead and leave us a super chat. Rudy, you want to explain to them what that does?
Yeah, so super chats are basically, like Jeff mentioned earlier, they're kind of like tips for us. And what it does is it actually helps us because it helps us keep the lights on for everywhere. With the donations that we do get from you guys, we're able to give away some giveaways. We're giving the giveaways already. It helps us take care of you guys as well. So whatever we get in, pretty much everything goes back to you guys. So any type of donation, any type of super chat we get, we really appreciate it. We always pay it back and we pay it forward to you guys. So we appreciate everything that you guys do for us and couldn't do it without you guys.
Absolutely. All right. We're getting to that time where you guys are going to take over in just a few minutes. But before we do that, Rudy, speaking of Zero, you mentioned it, Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas, had some interesting comments when he was asked about who are the best top 5 players in the NBA. And nowhere on his list was a Victor Wembanyama. I think you have that ready for us.
Yeah, give me a second here. Yeah, he did mention that it was Victor Wembanyama is not on there. Let me see if I can pull up the video and hopefully y'all can actually hear.
Oh, the Spurs fans are giving him the business right now. They're giving him the business.
Oh, God. I can only imagine how that's going to go. Let's see. Share the video or share the screen. Guys, let me know in the chat if you can hear it. So.
Okay. Yeah, you got to see it. Not
He's top 5. He's top 5. He's top 5 in the league, Gil.
Who's your top 5?
In today's game, he's top 5 now.
Yeah. You got Luka. You got Giannis. You got Shea. You got Jokic. And probably Wemby.
You know, Kevin. I'm taking Wemby over Giannis.
You know, Kevin.
I'm taking Wemby over Giannis. 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 I'm taking Wemby over Gi
Damn. But Giannis won a chip though, fam.
Wait. Yeah, I'm taking Wemby over Giannis.
Giannis had a bad year, and it was 31-12.
I'm taking Wemby over Giannis.
No, take your glasses off so you can so we can see your eyes.
This guy.
I'm taking Wemby over Giannis.
31-12. 31-12 on a bad year. That's
Listen.
Giannis.
I would love to see what Wemby's numbers is at that same age. Same age.
Yeah.
Would love to see it.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about.
I understand. But are you guys confident of what type of demon about to come back this year?
No, we know we will.
But that has to happen. That
has to happen.
I'm not
going
worried
on
about
what
it.
ifs.
There's a lot of what ifs.
We shown he can give you 42 and 20 when he just does this. Keep it simple, right? If we seen the maturation process of Wemby every fucking year, like, okay, this man is getting better.
But it still has to happen.
Okay, cool.
We're just talking about what ifs. That's all we're saying. You're talking about what
when we see it, we will crown him, but we haven't seen it.
He said that.
I'm just cool. That's y'all's opinion. So we have, let's say right now, I'm taking Wemby
Over Giannis. I don't know who to put out of the top 5 because you're putting him in the top 5 off a projection of what you think he's gonna be versus the actual output. Like defensively, he was 1. Offensively, he's not top 10 offensively. So if you're talking about Giannis defensively, he's top 10 on both ends of the court, which is very different. So I look at it like that.
That makes sense.
If he starts off, if you start him off as top 5, starting off this season, I would say, all right, someone has to earn it. But then you got a nigga like Brunson.
That was my next question.
And Brunson is one of those players, man, where because his game is not splash, you don't really dissect his greatness, which is finishing that game.
All right. I think we got his point there, Rudy. We got his point. But leave it to Arenas. Arenas always seems to come at the Spurs. No matter, he'll find a way to bag on the Spurs, whether it be Wemby. Wemby's been one of his favorite targets though late. Yeah. But I'm looking at his list. I agree with that guy. I would definitely have Wemby over Giannis. And did he throw in KD at the end?
Yeah. He just had
okay. Even if
you saw he had 4, and then he was like, well, let me do KD. I mean, obviously KD. I mean, Gilbert Arenas doesn't believe what he just said if he has to think about who his top 5 is.
Yeah. I mean, Wemby definitely is top 5. I mean, the numbers that he put up last year, Defensive Player of the Year, was in the running for the MVP. He led the league in blocks. Shall I go on? Yeah, deep postseason run. Was nearly unstoppable on both ends of the court. And I think you ask any NBA GM right now if they could pick any player in the league who to start a team with, it would be Wemby. Or even if they don't, 90% of them will go with him. But I think if you look at Arenas' picks, I would have replaced Giannis or KD with Wemby, and then the other spot, give it to Brunson. I think that's what you got to do. What do you think?
Ooh, the Brunson pick, Wemby obviously is top 5. I won't deny that. But you said Brunson. I can't base what he did in the playoff and especially the finals run as top 5 just yet. I still would put Wemby, Luka, SGA, Nikola over him. That's 4 right there. Giannis, golly, man, that's a tough one. I probably would put Giannis because he has more hardware than Brunson in the top 5. But I wouldn't. Brunson would be maybe 6 or 7, I think, right there. You got to remember, then you guys ask the question: is it top 5 going into next year? Is it top 5 based off of last year? Because if we're basing it off of last year, you can't forget the year that Jaylen Brown had. I mean, Jaylen Brown had a tremendous year. You can't forget Cade Cunningham, the way he had last year. So there's a lot of ways you could go with this top 5 thing, but with him not having Wemby in the top 5. Just shows me that Gilbert Arenas is looking for clicks like a lot of other podcast people do. They look for clicks, so they say stupid shit all the time. That's similar to what Gilbert Arenas does. He wants to get under people's skin, says whatever. he had to think about KD at number 5. That tells me that his list is BS altogether. So, yeah, I mean, no, KD's not top 5, not anymore.
Yeah.
Wemby definitely is top 5. So, yeah, I think for me, it's Wemby, Luka, Shea, Nikola, and then Giannis would probably be my top 5 right now.
Yeah, I got Wemby, Joker, Shea. I do have Brunson in it. I do have Brunson in it.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
No top 5s are going to be the same.
Yeah, and then did I say Giannis? I think I said Giannis. No, I didn't say Giannis. So I have Giannis in there. I could even interchange him with
Luka.
I could even put in Jaylen Brown maybe.
But you could put them over Luka. That's a little surprising.
See, I don't know. Well, Luka, because he doesn't give you much on both ends of the court. Or then other SGA. SGA.
Actually, Luka starting to play a little bit of defense. So
a little bit of defense.
I mean, it's more than I can say for Shea Gilchrist, and he's got
That's true. That is true. That is true. All right. Hey, before we get into your comments, let us know your comments on what we talked about so far this show. The NBA 2K27 cover goes to Wemby. You worried about a curse? What about David Jones Garcia, the roster being set? And what Gilbert Arenas had to say. Let Rudy know on X at the Sports Answer. Let me know on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone. And before we turn the mic over to you guys, well, kind of through Rudy here, leave us a super chat. We definitely appreciate it. There's a button down at the bottom. Can't miss it. I think it's like $1 bill. Click on that. If you're generous enough tonight, give us a tip. All right, Rudy, take it away. What are the Spurs in Focus fans talking about?
Coach Gio, as you mentioned earlier, he's in here. Says LeBron James. He calls him Love Flop.
Do you think this whole decision thing is hurting his rep right now?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think he was waiting to get more people focused on him, and he feels like nobody really cares right now. And I think I legitimately is hurting his ego. Nobody cares. Really, nobody gives a damn. Shams Charania puts stuff out, and it's like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Like, no big deal. We mentioned Angel earlier. We talked about the Tobias Harris signing if he's in the starting lineup. Tim says, what's up, fellas? Gio says, LeBron to China.
Yeah, right.
Adam Silver just did the schedule. Who cares what LeBron does? He's not really that low. And the game, don't wait on one player.
Yeah.
John wants Bronny James to start the one guy that the Spurs need.
Is Bronny James out of the league once his contract is over?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely. The flop only cares about himself. I want to know what Jeff thinks about putting Terrence Reed in his starting lineup by late November or December.
Too early. Way too early.
He doesn't crack the starting 5.
Yeah.
Probably for a couple of years.
Yeah. The only way he cracks starting 5 is if Wemby or Cornette injured or load management for one of those guys.
Yeah, even if they both go down with injury, I still think they go get another big man somewhere that's a veteran. I don't think
you're gonna be surprised they go to a kind of a de facto big with Carter Bryant. So
exactly.
Yeah.
26-27, in my opinion, seems like your running back season revenge for 25-26. Finish what we couldn't be accomplished. The Spurs learned a lot and grow as a team significantly this offseason.
Why Fish was not broken.
So does this feel like that Miami Heat series where
no, I don't think
it doesn't, right?
It doesn't.
But do you think the Spurs have a chip on their shoulder going into the season?
I think they do. And I don't know if this team is just gonna wreck the league as that eventually did back with Tim Duncan. Right here, that team with Duncan in it, that was a team of veterans. Boris Diaw, Timmy, Manu, Tony. The list goes on and on. That team was just low. I mean, that was like one of the rare times you saw Tim Duncan talk crap. Yeah. Remember, he said like, "Oh yeah, we'll get it this time," something to that effect.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, but nevertheless, no, it doesn't feel that way. I think they're still a little young. You also to the veteran like Tobias Harris, he wasn't there for that run, so maybe it won't impact him as much. He'll say, "Okay, I see what y'all did. I'll try to help y'all to get back," but he wasn't part of the run where it stings him personally.
Yeah,
but I do. I mean, if anybody, I think has that revenge tour mind. I mean, they all do. Wemby, but I think for Vassell probably weighs on him more because you heard him post finals loss say that he hated how he's hearing the Knicks celebrate on the home court of the Spurs.
Oh God,
so there's that. But no, it doesn't feel the same.
I will say this: you brought it up again, and I think we've said it a bunch of times that those Spurs title teams have one thing in common: full of veterans. Full of veterans. So again, this was the second youngest team to make it to an NBA Finals. They had the lead. They had the trophy. Jesus. I mean, it was ready to go. It should have been in San Antonio, but they couldn't close out games, and that's why they went out and got a player like Tobias Harris. So it makes sense right there.
Did you ever see that stat that said the Spurs led for the series 75% of the time? Something ridiculous.
Yeah, it was like 70 or 80 something percent.
80%, yeah.
The Knicks only led in the fourth quarter towards the end in a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like once they turned their,
I also think too, because that series versus Miami, those were competitive ones, and it took a Ray Allen miracle for it to happen. This run, well, at least into the finals, they got humbled fast. And then they're on the wrong side of history right now, blowing a 29 point lead in the NBA Finals game. So no, I hope it turns into a revenge tour like we saw back in the day, but I don't think so.
Definitely, I don't think it happens like that right there. Jones Garcia needs to start because when he comes off the bench, he gets hot quick. He gets hot quicker. Tobias so good he can come off the bench or start. It's better than the Max People's potential.
There's an argument.
Good argument. I think John makes a really good argument there. I just think Julian gets a little bit more opportunity coming in off that bench role, but ultimately it's going to be for the Mitch coaching staff. It says, "Hey guys, good to see y'all. X-Men is so good."
Yes, it is. Thank you, Darth. Yeah, educate Rudy, man.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm just not gonna watch it now. Give me all.
By the way, this is not the one that you and I saw back in the 90s. This one, I'm surprised Disney's is letting them get away with what they're showing. Which I'm going to put it this way. I'm not going to tell you who's involved or anything. And for the all in there listening right now, don't spoil it for Rudy. But they actually show some of the X-Men committed execution.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to watch it though. Not yet, but I like that. Maybe the Spurs sign Rudy Campos. He probably scores more points. Rudy can be like Corey Alexander.
Corey Alexander.
Spurs name.
Corey Alexander. He's doing like color commentary for the Colors Ball now, right?
Yeah, he does color commentary. Rudy was on the cover of Playgirl back in the 2000s.
Oh, I knew that was true. I knew it. You're probably getting residuals from that still.
I think I bought all the copies so nobody could see me, but
did you pull a Burt Reynolds and get on a bear fur rug?
Well, no, I did not. I had snakeskin for Central Catholic. So, man, I'm still impressed with Fanatics when we going 5 for 5. He shot 5 for 5 from beyond the arc. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Jeff, wasn't rumor that Rudy was going to be on the cover of 2K7.
It was.
We mentioned about Bronson being on there. Remember, Iverson was on the 2K cover for 3 straight years. Yes, actually, he started.
Is that true?
So Allen Iverson, I think, started the 2K series, if I'm not mistaken, because it was the first time the 2K series was released was on Sega Dreamcast, and I remember buying it.
Underrated console, way ahead of its time.
It brought us NBA 2K. It brought us NFL 2K.
It was the first to use the disc.
Yeah, I mean everything about Dreamcast was perfection. So Danhausen cursed Rudy. The real curse is the curse of big guys over 7'4" that have short careers. Usually 4 to 6 years, exception Mark Eaton. Wemby will start his 4th year, second coming. I see that, Jeff. I still worry if he can get to 10 years in the league. I'm so concerned if he gets to 10 years. You think he gets there?
Man, that's a good question. I think he gets close. I think he will be like what he's done. You look back and I go, he was the longest 7'4" guy to last in the league.
You want a viral clip for, to post on shorts for your stuff and my stuff? I'm going to say it now. I'm going to ask this question. And maybe it's something you can talk to somebody about. Could this be Wemby's only max deal?
No.
Because remember, we're talking 10 years is a lot of years for a guy his height.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this would put him into what, year 8? I mean...
Man, are you trying to generate a curse now?
No, I'm not. But I legitimately have been concerned with his height for a long time. I mean, and then he plays over Olympic basketball. He plays with Team France. So
he's playing with August, man. He's playing with France this August.
So there's going to be times he's not getting full summers off. So and that's a great question that John brought up because Derek and I have talked about it many times. Does he get to year 10? If people say no, then this is legitimately his only max deal. If you
and
think
he left
about
$50 million on the table too.
Yeah, but I mean, I really hope it's not. I'm not saying a bad thing. I really hope it's not. But the guy's height is always, it's always a concern.
Yeah.
They can see Jalen Brunson being on 2K28.
Sure.
They decided to cover before All-Star game. Knicks fans are just annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
So Madden was a witch, probably. So Sean Alexander got injured from Madden. I remember that. Dak Prescott with the Madden 2K28.
Oh, Dak got cursed too?
No. They're saying the 2K28. They had Prescott on there.
Dak has never made the cover?
I thought he did.
I thought he did too.
I'm not too. I can't remember if he did.
Yeah.
No Spur, not even Duncan got a cover, even though he has 5 championships and more accolades than other guys. Now, Tim Duncan had an NBA Live cover.
Yeah, but he had an NBA Live cover.
Didn't have a 2K. So I think NBA Live is more cursed than 2K.
I think Live doesn't exist anymore.
I thought it came back. Did it?
Really?
I've been out of the game council forever.
Yeah, me too.
Christian Picard says up Jeff and OJ Rudy. Oh, it's a beard. I get the OJ look right there. A lot of Wemby fans up in here in DC, and these are Knicks, 76ers or Wizards fans. Kardashian curse we talked about, the Detroit Pistons, the NBA curse for the number 0. Let's get into the other ones. The one rapper, Little B Bass Scott, cursed Durant a while ago. Jeff, you know,
I remember that. Yeah, they had that kid on Sports Center or like First Take as if he was some celebrity. Just to remove a curse.
I don't even know who this guy is. Little
I remember him. Yeah, I remember that.
Tatum, Dame, and Halliburton all torn Achilles wearing the number 0.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I guess the number 0 is cursed. Phoenix Suns are cursed.
That's right. Yeah.
The Bat cursed. The Kings at the Frost Bank. This kind of brings up an old subject here. Angel's asking, who replaces Jacob Toby? Is it perhaps Mr. Guns?
Definitely not me. But by the way, the Spurs still haven't said anything about that situation.
I tell you, it's hard to believe they haven't announced anything. They haven't even come out and said we've parted ways.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, because you've got as much depth as I do. We both get the emails from Spurs, PR.
Mm-hmm.
Is he fired? It's never come out.
Yeah. Hasn't been confirmed by the team.
This is a third party that said he was gone.
I speculate that they're just going to make an announcement of who the next person is. And then at the last sentence, it'll be something like, and he replaces Jacob Toby, served as TV commentator from the 2025-26 season. Something like that.
So could there be something in the back end of things behind
the scenes? There could be litigation going on right now.
That's what I was saying. There could be litigation, and that's why nothing's come out. But that's why I tell people, technically he hasn't been fired because Spurs haven't made an announcement.
Well, I don't know if you saw that little tidbit via Mike Taylor on his podcast in the show.
So you'd have to tell me because I don't watch it.
Okay, well, according to him, not me, not Rudy, not Spurs in Focus, that he was told by a very reliable source, and his co-host kind of vouched for him, saying, yes, he knows who the source was. It is reliable. That this was not the first time they had to tell Toby to relax with women. So
I don't know. I mean,
yeah, we don't know. Again, that's according to Mike Taylor. So
I can't. I wouldn't want to comment anymore because we don't need a podcast war going on.
There you go.
I disagree. It's never about who's won the championship. It's about who's more popular with 2K. And Else Duncan would have had 5 covers. Yeah, I mean it's a popularity contest. WWE presented the Knicks with a title belt last Saturday.
I heard about that the Saturday WWE event sucked. That the only highlight was that Brunson title thing.
Yeah,
Halliburton thing. That was the biggest highlight. That is.
I thought Super Chats was when Rudy gave you a pole dance. Jesus Christ. The chords, man. I love them. Keep them coming. Don't forget, Arena said the Spurs were done after losing game 1. The 10 was Wemby's top 5 in voting, so it just confirms it for me. KD was top 5 in 2015. We got a bunch more comments I'm getting to here. Harris is not starting. The starts at the 3-point shooting. Harris is coming off the bench. So it's what would you put your money on? Would you put your money on him starting or coming off the bench to start the season?
Off the bench.
I think off the bench start season, do you put another 20 that he starts the starting 5 sometime during the season? With no injuries. No injuries.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that Mitch makes an adjustment.
I think they named the person.
I'm gonna want to see the plus minus, or at least the the lineup plus minus with him off and on and off the court with Wemby and the rest of the crew.
That makes sense.
Did you see the Harrison Barnes posted photos of Barnes and Harris and Fox and Coach Rashard Lewis and Wemby already training together out in Katy, Texas.
Yeah,
the home of De'Aaron Fox, and it was actually De'Aaron Fox who hosted the kind of summer run there. So I say go for it, man. You know, Wemby and Fox and Rashard Lewis and the other crew there. That's good for them. They get the chemistry going, but you want to get it really going for Tobias Harris. If you can get really mixed in with Wemby and adjusting to him, I'll take it.
And just a side note for those that wanted to trade and get rid of De'Aaron Fox, it's a good thing that you see him working out with Wemby and these other guys. It's a team thing, man. They were never going to get rid of the guy. I mean, he's very valuable to this team. So there was never going to get rid of him to begin with.
And Spurs fans, I still get comments on the YouTube page. Spurs fans just want him gone already.
I mean, if you're going to get rid of one guy, get rid of the whole damn team. They all sucked in that NBA finals. So, I mean, if you want to get rid of another guy, well, De'Aaron Fox had a bad playoffs. Keldon Johnson had an even worse playoff.
Yeah, Keldon Johnson was bad.
So, I mean, if you're talking about getting rid of one guy, why don't we get rid of everybody that sucked throughout the playoffs? So, Kevin Ramon's back in here. He says, I think they named the person Toby replaced Bill Lamb.
I'm with them. I think that's how they'll announce it. Like, who just...
Possibly. I think there's litigation going on. I think something in the background going on because it kind of is a weird thing that has been said. He says, no, it does not feel like the Miami Heat series. I don't know if Mitch is going to make them lock in like Pop did a revenge team. Doesn't really feel like it, at all. I think this team has a chance to get back to the finals. They're probably the best team in the league right now. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be like a revenge tour. Have a strong feeling the Spurs win the championship at the cost of moving on from Keldon Johnson.
Possibly.
That is a very hot take. That is a very good topic to talk about.
But let's preserve that one for a future show.
Yeah, that is a very good one because one player is going to cost one player to get them to that title. I can almost feel like it. Guys rank the A Train among the best Spurs man of all time. You rank the A Train.
Guys rank
Spurs big man of all time. That'd be Artis Gilmore.
He's not the biggest. He's not the best big man of the Spurs all time.
I don't know.
Tim Duncan, Robinson, Wemby creeping up there.
Is he even top 5? He's got to be top 5. Artis Gilmore?
A Train.
He's not better than Robinson. He's not better than Duncan.
Not better than Wemby.
Can't put him above Wemby, but after that, I mean,
maybe. Yeah, I can't think of other big guys. I mean, you had your Kobe Dietrichs, but he didn't do much.
That's a good question. I'm gonna ask Derek that tomorrow on the show.
Yeah, Derek will probably best ask that. Yeah.
Kevin's back in here. Says Mike Brown said at the start of training camp he made the Knicks watch the last year's playoff loss to make them lock in for the season. At their one championship, will Mitch do something like that? I think they remember, and I think they'll probably go over a lot of that tape. Hence why they got Tobias. Why they're kind of sticking with the same guys or just building on what they got right now. Lloyd Daniels or Dell Demps, who would you take, Jeff or Rudy?
Oh man, give me Sweet Pea.
I love me some Lloyd Daniels, man.
Yeah, give me Sweet Pea.
I love me some Lloyd Daniels basically on the playground and on the court. I think I would definitely go with Lloyd Daniels.
Dell Demps is a great executive, though. Give him that.
Yeah, X-Man is so much better than the '90s. I would say some stories cross from Marvel Universe. I was shocked about it as well.
Oh yeah, especially I'm not gonna give it away for you, but this episode that dropped today or yesterday, if you're watching this tomorrow, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. There's a lot of references to the MCU. In there, some liners, some people in the background, people in the sky. Hint.
Oh God, stop! I'm not watching it. So no matter what you guys say, I'm not gonna watch it yet. We got why does women need to play this summer? People are concerned about that.
I mean, it's only gonna be 4 games, and 2 of those games are exhibition games.
You don't want him playing in a lot of games, so that's the problem.
I thought he was not gonna play. He made it clear that he wasn't. I guess those international players, man, they love to represent their country, man.
And you can't blame them. You can't blame them, man. Will the Spurs be better or worse losing Sweeney or hiring Donovan? They will be absolutely,
better.
God dang, that's a great question. Defensively, they're going to be a little bit worse, but not by much. But in-game situation, they're going to be way better. I think it's kind of a wash. I think they're going to be better in the long run, though. So great question. Love that question. Artist is better than Rasho. He's got better than Rasho. He's better than Fabricio. He's better than Caldwell Jones.
Nazim
Muhammad, definitely there. Only one person should have fired after the season as Mitch Johnson. The reason the Spurs lost is poor coaching. Johnson should have played Cornette and Wemby together.
Man, Cornette, they were both gassed.
But Cornette was a liability, man. Even Wemby was getting to be a liability at the end of those games. So, don't fire Mitch. You actually got him really good right-hand man. So I'm not worried about that. And that's all the comments, Jeff. I do have a comment of my own here.
Over.
And it's towards you. It's a question. I need to know because on the 31st, I've got my tickets. The wife doesn't know. I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be in the Houston area training with De'Aaron Fox. So I'm going to go watch one Spider-Man movie. Who do you think Sadie Sink is playing in this movie?
Everybody's denying that she's Jean Grey. So I'm going to say she's Jean Grey.
I've heard that they're being denied that she's Jean Grey. I've heard the denials part.
Yeah.
But I've also heard that they've already recasted Jean Grey for X-Men. So,
her costume in the trailer matches up to Jean Grey in Spider-Man.
It's a hood.
Same look though.
Would you be shocked if it wasn't Jean Grey?
If it was not Jean Grey, a little bit, yes. Because the mutants are coming next.
Oh, yeah, the mutants are coming next, but...
Well, they kind of already been introduced. you had Beast and
Miss Marvel, the Marvels.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, Wolverine already in Deadpool.
Yeah. And there you go. We got a comment on the Sink. Sink is Madam Web.
Oh, no, I've never seen the Madam Web other movie.
You're not missing much. I saw it. I only saw it for Sydney Sweeney. My wife's not here, so I can say that. I only saw it for Sydney Sweeney. That was it. But you're not missing much. It's almost 2 hours you can't get back from your life.
So. No, that bad, huh?
It was bad. It was okay. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like Kraven the Hunter, but I did like Kraven the Hunter because of Chameleon. That was a
that was I love it. Accurate.
Yeah, I love that. But as far as Sadie Sink goes, I heard that they did recast Jean Grey, so I don't know who she could be, but I'm gonna go watch it the day.
By the way, I've been saying this on social media. I better get a damn good explanation how Doom can hold back the power of a god with two fingers. Because technically Doom is immortal. He's not a god. Mm-hmm. He has to acquire tech and magic along his journey to get stronger and stronger. And everybody shows me, he destroyed Thanos with a punch and ripped out his skeleton. Yeah, but at that time, he already acquired so much magic and tech.
Wasn't he God Emperor Doom at that time?
Yeah, he was really God Emperor. But what we're at least according to the trailer, he looks like he's in base form Doom. And for him to push back the god of thunder, his attack, I better get a damn good reason, because either they show a scene where he goes to the wreckage of Kang's destroyed ship in the microverse, whatever it was called, and cracks it there, something like that, because base form Doom cannot defend Thor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John is saying, and John's a really good comic guy. Maybe a Thor nerf. He says Tony is dead. It's a Doom bot.
Who's dead? I don't understand. What do you mean?
Tony Stark. Tony Stark.
I know, but what do you mean? Who's a Doom bot?
Tony Stark. When you see Tony Stark, he's a Doom bot. In other words, he's a creation.
And there's that too. I mean, aren't the character like aren't Cap and Thorgan and everybody else going to react like, oh, it's Stark? How are they going to play that off? Our good friend James Pledger of San Antonio Sports, he texted me saying that Stark is not going to be a variant. Okay, but then how do you explain how he looks like him? I don't know.
There's so I mean, the two things that I've seen on Doomsday was that again, Tony Stark, it's was supposed to be a variant of Doom or whatever, but that technically is not Tony Stark. There's been another casting for Doom that nobody knows about.
So this is all like kind of a fake out?
It's kind of like a Marvel pulling the rug. And then I will say this, there was a part in the trailer. You need to go back and watch. I think it's Age of Ultron. No, the one before Age of Ultron, whatever it was for Avengers. With Baron, was it Baron von Stricken? I think is what it was.
Yeah.
When he called it the Age of Miracles, that word was used again in the trailer. So,
well, yeah, there have been other people kind of linking everything. They say if you go back and watch the Loki series, when he has to talk with Morbius is pretty much describing a variant that he came across, and that variant was Doom.
Yeah.
It is kind of they just kind of described
a little boy, an 8-year-old little boy. It all ties in now. So, and everybody that remembers that miracle that Baron von Stricken was talking about was Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch. Which the Scarlet Witch is going to have a key thing in this whole thing. So, yes, He-Man is finally getting the love, and I know we got to go, Jeff, but I will say if they do He-Man Part 2, just go straight to Prime. Forget the theater shit.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too, because if you technically the next phase is She-Ra's introduction. So, and again, if you're listening to Amazon Prime, everybody, I know you are, and you're not, but I know you are. Remember, She-Ra came from a darker place than He-Man. She-Ra was working with the man, Hordak. Remember, they're in the freaking fright zone, right? Remember, she is a trained military person. She has 1,000 more training hours than He-Man did. He-Man was just, oh, I'm strong and I can beat you up.
Yeah.
She-Ra is a trained fighter. So please don't drop the ball with that. And remember, she's a lot more edgier. She doesn't like rebellions until she became part of rebellion. So just keep that in mind, everybody.
The last one, or a couple last is the Doom. The Doctor Doom is a Doombot. The real Doctor Doom will be revealed at the end. I've heard that too. That Doctor Doom
just been jumping way too much. If it's a nihilist, my God,
Doctor Doom at the end, like they're going to reveal the actual Doctor Doom at the end. I've heard that. I mean, there's so many speculations going on. There's so many different things going on. You can all piece it together. Like it's a good possibility. A nihilist, yeah. I mean, I hope it's not a nihilist, but
me neither.
I think we get the Beyonder at the end. I really do think we get the Beyonder at the end of Doomsday. Man, a lot of movie shows catch up on. Just saw Obsession. I'm about to watch Obsession this weekend.
I want to watch Backrooms too.
Yes. That one. Has it streaming anywhere? Because I don't want to go
to it's out of streaming already, so you can go check it out.
Those are all the comments, man.
Yeah. Thanks for those comments. We appreciate it. And thanks for sticking out. Like, we get it. It's the off season, and this is the slow period of the off season. But we appreciate you sticking with us. Catch you up on the latest and greatest in the Spurs, the roster, and even a little nerd talk here. Rudy, what's going on at The Answer?
Sports Answers, Derek Irvin and myself. We come with you the Friday Drive. Actually, tomorrow we're going to be live on the Friday Drive. Nice. We're going to be talking some Spurs basketball like we normally do, NBA basketball. NFL will come up a little bit. We're almost in the NFL season here, the off season. So we're going to talk some NFL football. Of course, we are probably the only show that really talks about WNBA stuff as well. So we'll have some WNBA talk. And then we'll get into some old San Antonio Spurs talk. Start a little series, Remember This Guy, basically. And we'll see what name comes up tomorrow. But I will ask him about the Artis Gilmore thing. Yeah. That's a good question.
Adrian was in the back end of his career when he joined the Spurs, right?
Yeah, well, was he? Believe so he was, yeah.
Yeah, I
believe so. I think he's got to be number 4. I can't imagine another guy being higher than number 4.
Number 5's got to be Moses Malone, right? That 1 year he played with us.
Oh, God, the 1 year Moses played with us. I don't even know who number 5 would be, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, maybe
I'm gonna give Derek that.
I cannot think of the top 5 best Spurs.
Thiago? Maybe?
I mean, Rasho? I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I mean, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I'll say you put Rodman because he played center technically for a while.
Can't be Rodman.
Yeah, I don't know, everybody. But Rudy, again, thank you for taking time out of your business schedule to join us here at Spurs in Focus. Follow him, everybody, on X at The Sports Answer, and subscribe to The Sports Answer on YouTube, wherever you get your favorite podcasts. As for myself, follow me on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone. Don't forget to subscribe to Spurs in Focus wherever you get your favorite podcast. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, YouTube, obviously, YouTube Music. Go pick a platform. We are there. The Substack, Spurs in Focus Substack, is completely free. Sign up right now. Google it. Hit the subscribe button. You are in. And we'll be back on Monday to see what's going on with the latest and greatest with the silver and black. And as always, we thank you all for making Spurs in Focus your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. Did somebody get in a last second comment there?
Yeah, the Beyonder will be in Spider-Man, and John saying Keith David is going to be the Beyonder.
I'm good with that.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
I'm fine with that. All right, there you go. But yeah, so again, we'll be back on Monday for all things silver and black. But for Mr. Rudy Campos, I am Jeff Garcia, and now you're in Focus with Spurs in Focus.